Hi crocheters of the world, I'm Oana and this is Oana's crochet channel on YouTube, and in this tutorial I will show you how to crochet this beautiful summer blouse. And now let me just explain to you how. First of all, I have here a swatch of the stitch that we will use, and I will let you the link below of this tutorial, of this stitch. I don't remember the name, but it's okay. Now make first a swatch of this stitch just to learn it very well, because in the tutorial I just say this is the row, this is the sequence to repeat, how many sequence I put, so that's why it's better if you make first a swatch of the pattern stitch. Now for the blouse, easy. We begin from the bottom and we just work in rows, one side including the sleeves, and then the other side exactly the same. So we work from the bottom the length of the body for the until we reach actually the underarm, and then we will add chains on one side, chains on the other side for the sleeves. And then we will work long rows, including the sleeves too. So, can you see, it's so easy. We don't have to decrease, we don't have to increase, nothing. Then for the neckline, we just divide the front side, so the neckline actually, and the two sleeves. We work a little bit more, 3 or 4 rows for the sleeve, and then we cut the yarn and we work the other one. And then we sew the parts together, so we will have one side and other side exactly the same, so there is no back side and front side, okay, they are the same. And we begin sewing this side, so the two sleeves actually here and here, and then under the sleeve, of course, the under side here of the sleeve, we sew this part, and then we continue on with the body, and the same thing on the other side, and ta-da, we have the blouse ready. So it's actually easy, and I choose this stitch, pattern stitch, because I like it. Okay, now I worked my blouse with a wonderful yarn that is Bio Bimbo by Sazia, and if you find it, you can use it because it's really wonderful. And can you see the beautiful tones of colors? It's really wonderful. But if you don't, and with a 3mm hook, but if you don't find this yarn, there's no problem. You just find a cotton yarn that you like and that can be worked on the label. It's written that can be worked with a 2.5 to 3mm hook, so 3mm hook, okay. And that's all, because you want something lacy, something nice and airy. Okay, that's all. I let you to the tutorial. So now that you see it all ready, I just want to show you just one side finished, and the other side, I must say, I worked it only in length. I just underarm, so I just work a piece, a rectangular, okay, so that's all. And now I will show you the how to build this kind of pullover, because it can be worked with any kind of stitch. And the most important step is how to work together with the body the sleeves. So we will just put some chains, more chains for the sleeves, and then we will work together a longer row, so longer rows actually, for the sleeves. And here I have the sleeves, as you can see. Now this is just one side. The other side is worked equally the same, okay. So when you finished one side, you just have to work another one exactly in the same manner, and then to sew them together, and you have the blouse ready to wear. So it's that easy. there are two important steps in this let's say method of crochet blouses. One, it's the step when you the first step, sorry, is how to put the sleeves, and the second step is how to work the neckline. They are really easy, these two steps, but now I will take a piece of paper and I will show you actually how is built this pullover, so you will have a perfect idea. And then I will show you these two steps. Now, first of all, a very important thing is you to know the stitch. So I will let you the link of this stitch pattern below of this tutorial, and please just watch that tutorial first, because without knowing that stitch pattern, so actually the stitch pattern that I use for this blouse, you won't understand anything of my explanation here, okay? So please just go ahead and work a swatch of the stitch just to understand the multiple, how it is, how it works, and how it goes. So it's very important, okay? Now just let me show you how it's constructed, how it's built actually, and yes, these two important steps. So here I am ready to show you how is built this blouse. So first of all, you need the hip circumference, okay? Now this in centimeters or inches, or I don't know. Okay, this circumference you need to divide it by 2, and you will have the front side equally as the back side, okay? Now let 1 or 2 centimeters on one side and the other side, so 1 centimeter on one side and 1 centimeter on the other side for ease. Okay, we don't want we want something large and nice. Okay, so 1 or 2 depends on how large you want it to be. Okay, and now you work the chain in the multiple request of the pattern, which is 20 plus 2. I actually began with 102 chains. Okay, and then just go on and work in length. Okay, when you think that until the underarm actually, okay, when you think the length it's good for you, so this is depends of you how long you want it to be, you will have to work to put, actually to add some more chains on one side and on the other for the sleeves. And that's why I said make a swatch with your pattern stitch, just to know it very well. Because if you don't do this, like don't make this swatch and you don't know the stitch, will be really difficult for you to understand what I am explaining here. Okay, now I worked 4 times the sequence to repeat. So the sequence to repeat is this one actually. Okay, so there are actually 8 rows. So 4 times. Okay, and I finished, so I stopped on my row with the chain 6 and triple crochets. Okay, this one. Can you see? Here I began with a half of a shell, then I worked the row with the picots, and I stopped here on the row with chain 6 and triple crochets. Okay, and you have to stop in this one. So in this particular row you have to add the chains for the sleeve. Even if you want to work it longer, you can just go on and work it longer, but you will add the sleeves, the chains for the sleeves in this particular row. Okay, this is important. That's why I said you must know the pattern stitch. Okay, now I am here and I will chain a multiple of 20 plus 2 of how long, depends on how long I want the sleeve to be. I wanted 3/4. So I chained for the first part, this is my second, 42 chains. So just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I just go on and put 42 chains. Okay, and I have just one sleeve added. Okay, 42. But I need one more with the same number of stitches, or almost the same, because there will be only 40. So let's say you put 62 here, so we will have 60 here. So it's the multiple plus 2 here and only the multiple here. Okay, so here on the other side we will just take another skein of yarn, the same yarn of course that we are working here on our project, exactly the same yarn, and we will chain 40, in my case 40. Okay, 40, and then I will just slip stitch with that chain into the 4th chain here, because here we have chain 10, you know from the pattern, is the chain 10. Chain 6 is for the arch, for the chain 6 space. Chain 4 is for the first triple crochet. So on the top of the, so actually into the 4th chain from the beginning, 1, 2, 3, 4, it's here that I will slip stitch with my 40 chains. And then I will begin with the next row, and the next rows will be worked including the sleeves. Okay, and then I will stop working when I arrive the perfect length for the sleeve. Depends exactly of you how large you want the sleeves to be, but I will show you how many times I repeat the pattern for the sleeves. It's, I think, 2 times I worked the 8 rows of the sequence to repeat, and into the same row I just work the single crochet, because the row after this one with the chain 6 is, you know, the row with the single crochet, 6 single crochets and 1 single crochet on the top of the triple crochet. So when you just are here, you will complete the single crochet row 2, and then you will stop here somewhere where you want to be, how large you want to be the neckline, and then you will work just for one sleeve and the part of the blouse. Okay, then you will cut the yarn and you will work from here the other part, and this will be your neckline, and this is how it looks actually, the blouse. Now you need 2 parts, equally parts, and then you will sew this part and this part, and then of course here the sleeves, and you are ready. Okay, now let me show you this part with the chains and with the sleeves, and then of course the second step. I said there are 2 steps, important steps, to understand this construction, this build, yes, this construction. It's a bottom up, but a little bit different because we include the sleeves too into the work. Okay, so now first, the length of my sweater, of my blouse, of what you want to be, it's first, so until this row where I will add the sleeves to, is about 28 centimeters. So I already worked, so I went on with my 42 chains. Can you see? There are here 42 chains. And now I just let this with the skein that I am working. Okay, now I take another one and I am working here my 40 chains. So let me finish these 40 chains and I will show you how to add them to your blouse for the second sleeve, the next sleeve, the other sleeve. Sorry, maybe it's easier. I think it's easier actually, so I just make the slip knot and maybe it's easier to work them from here, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4. I said into the fourth, now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Into the fourth, here just insert your hook and slip stitch. Okay, and now work your 40. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and at the end just cut the yarn. Okay, now there is one more thing I want to tell you. So not 40 here, so here we put 42, here we will put 41 because 40 is the multiple, so 20 plus 20 actually, okay? And we just want one more, just to be sure, just to have 40 single crochets, okay? So actually I put 41, then I chained one more because when you, it's a secure chain, okay? So when you cut the yarn, you will want to secure, and this chain will disappear actually. Okay, so now I have my 41 chains and it's perfect. I will put on the side that skein of yarn, and now I can begin here where I have my 42. So I already have my 42. So I will just insert the hook into the first chain. I will just insert the hook into my second chain actually from the hook, and I will begin to work 41 single crochets. So I had 42 chains into the second chain from the hook. I work my first single crochet, so I will have 41 single crochet until I will reach the body, and then I will show you how to continue on. So just work your single crochets. Okay, I finished all my 41 single crochets. I already counted them, and now I just want to begin the part of the body. So I will insert the hook into the very first triple crochet and work a single crochet, and then 6 single crochets as the pattern says. 3, 4, 5 and 6 on the chain 6 space and into the triple crochet, single crochet. Now I will just continue on like this all of my body row, and then I will show you how to go on with the single crochets and how to begin the second row, including the sleeves, because let's say this is the first row that we work the sleeves too, and from the next row actually we will include the sleeves into our work. Okay, so I finished my last 6 single crochets on my last chain 6 space, and now very important, into the 4th chain where I slip stitched for my 41 chains of the sleeve of the other sleeve, I will work a single crochet as normally work. Okay, and now I will skip directly into the very first chain here, and I will work my first single crochet and working the tail 2, I work my second one, and I just want to go on and to work my 40 chains. Okay, and that's all. Now from the next row, actually we will work the we will begin with a new sequence to repeat, and we have to begin it from the sleeve and to work it including the body and the other sleeve, and I want to show you how. So it's actually really easy, so you'll see maybe at the moment you are a little bit confused, but you don't have to be. It's really easy, only that we will work longer rows because we are working the sleeves. But when we are finished, we already finished with the sleeves too, so it's easy. Now I finished my single crochet row, and now I just want to begin with another sequence to repeat, and we will begin, if you remember, I have here my swatch. We will begin with this, with 5 single crochet, skip 5 single crochets of the basic row, and then work the shell with the 3 clusters, okay, and so on. And when I explained this in this tutorial of the stitch pattern, actually I explained that there is a difference in between the very first row of the sequence to repeat and the next row to repeat, okay? So when we actually repeat the first row of the sequence, we work a little bit in another way. And now here we will work as the very first row until we reach the body, and then from the body we will work as for the row to repeat. Hope you understand, but I will show you. So chain 1 and turn. Begin with 5 single crochets, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Chain 4 as for the pattern, yarn over twice, skip 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and into the 6th single crochet, begin your shell with 3 clusters. Okay, and just go on and work like this until you reach the body. Until, actually I will go on and work like this until I will reach actually the body, and then I will be back to show you the difference that I am talking about. Okay, now the difference is that, so actually we will have to work here our 1, 2, 3, 4. The 5th stitch will be here where we work the single crochet over, so on the top of the last triple crochet and 4 more, and we'll have the group of 9, okay? And then we will skip on the top of these 2 together into the single crochet, and we will work the shell. But let me just continue on with this part and I will be back to show you. Okay, so I worked my last shell and I am here that I have to work on the body too. So I chained 4 and I will just skip 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and into my 6th I will insert my hook and begin with my 9 single crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and the 5th is here exactly into the single crochet on the top of the triple crochet. I work 4 more and I have my 9 single crochets. Just wait a minute. 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9 single crochets. Hope they are 9. I think I put one more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, and now I just continue on with the pattern. So actually I don't have to count anymore. 5 single crochets, you know, I just chain 4, yarn over twice, and here on the top of these 2 together into the single crochet here I began with my shell. So with my 3 clusters worked into the same stitch for the shell. Okay, and you will continue on like this for the entire row. And now here on the other side, when we have to work the sleeve too, it's the same thing. So we will work here the last shell, and then we will just skip and work 1, 2, 3, 4 into the single crochet on the top of the triple crochet. It's 5, and then 6, 7, 8, 9, and then we will begin again with counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and into the 6th you will work the first shell, and so on. You will finish with 5 single crochets, and that's all. Now I will just go on with the pattern for the sleeves. So I will work the sleeves and the body as I designed here. So now I just work long rows until I reach the length that I need for my sleeve, and then I will be back to show you how to divide and to work the 2 parts and to leave the neckline. So I finished the sleeves too, so I repeat the pattern, the sequence to repeat 2 times, and now I am again into my row with the chain 6 and the triple crochet, the chain 6 space and the triple crochet. And now this is the moment that okay, you can repeat the pattern as many times as you want. So if you want larger the sleeve, so you want that kind of giant sleeves, it's okay, you can go on. But I just want to stop here because I want to create the neckline. To create the neckline, we have to divide it in 3 parts. 1 part, and I have here the marker, is for the sleeve. 1 part is for the neckline, and this will be out actually of for now we won't work in this part, and the 3rd part for the other sleeve. Now we will begin to work actually first, we will begin to work first in this part of the sleeves. So here where we have actually the yarn. Then we will cut the yarn and we will work the same thing on the other side. Now I just want to show you how I divide mine. You can divide it as you wish, as large. You can make the neckline as large as you want. Actually I make it large enough. Now let's see. I am talking about here the shell rows, the last shell row, and this is the row when I have here the swatch, and I will show you here because it's easier. And this is the last one, is here, this one with the split shell. Okay, so we begin and we end with a half shell. Okay, it's about this one. So from here I will count 1, the split one, this one that is the first one, 2, 3, and into the fourth I already put the marker. I just want to show you where to put the marker. So it's that we will work all the row until here. So it's in the middle, into the cluster, in the middle of the this shell, on the top of the triple crochet. Then I let two shells, and into the next, the same thing, I put the marker on the cluster in the middle on the top of the triple crochet here, okay? And of course it must be the same thing, the same distance, of course. Now I have a total of 8 shells plus the one that is worked half on the beginning of the row and half of at the end of the row, okay? So I have 8. Now from these 8 I have 1, 2, 3 left for the sleeve, 1 sleeve, and 2 left for the neckline. Then the other 3 left for the other sleeve. Of course, as I said before, plus the shell that is worked a half at the beginning of the row and a half at the end of the row. Okay, and this is how I divide the sleeves from the neckline. Okay, so of course you will divide it, maybe you will have it larger or smaller, depends on the size that you want to work it, but it's really easy to divide it. There's no problem, I think, with this. The important thing is to divide in this row, so this with chain 6, and to have your markers for the sleeves into the cluster, middle cluster here. So this is the important thing. How many shells you will let for the sleeves, it's you to decide, and how many shells of course you want to let for the neckline. Now another, let's say, tricky part is that if you don't have a number that, let's say, you can divide well, so let's say you have a odd number, let's say you have 9 instead of 8, so this would be no problem, because actually if you have 9 you can put 3, 3 and 3, okay? So it's not really difficult to divide it. Okay, now I just want to show you how I work the 4. Actually there will be 4 more rows for the sleeve, for the neckline, so I will work here 4 more rows, and then I will cut the yarn and I will work exactly the same thing on the other side. Now let me show you what how I begin this to work. So I already began here. What I have to do is actually to repeat the pattern, only that I will work it in this little so on the sleeve only, and I will let the neckline. So we begin with a single crochet on the top of the triple crochet, then 6 single crochets, and we go on like this until we reach the marker. So we work 6 single crochets, and on the top of the triple crochet 1 single crochet, and then we will have to chain 1 and turn, and I will show you of course how, but it's actually easy. The important thing is to divide it to fit yourself, that's all, and to divide it in this row and to put the marker in the middle of the cluster, in the middle of the shell, so here into the cluster here. Okay, that's all. So this is very important, because like this the pattern we can work actually the pattern normally. Okay, so let me just finish this row. I will be back to show you how to begin the other one. So I finished this row. I work it with the single crochets, and now I just want to turn and repeat actually the pattern. So chain 1, turn and work 5 single crochets, then the shell, 2, 3, 4 and 5, then chain 4, and here on the top of this work your first shell with your 3 clusters. So actually, as you can see, we are just working the pattern as it is, only that we have a shorter row. That's all. Okay, now I just go on and work these until the end. Of course, I will end here, finish here with 5 single crochets, and then I will repeat the second pattern row, which is that one with the 4 single crochets. So we begin with the 4 single crochets, and then the this one with the picots, and then I will be back to show you how to work the last row, which is the row with the chain 6. So actually here we repeat the pattern on only half, so only with the shells, entire shells actually, okay, full shell actually. We stop there. We don't want to continue on with the half shell. Okay, so I finished the rows here, my picot row, and now let me show you how to work the last row, which is actually the row with the triple crochet and chain 6, but there will be a little difference. So we begin as normally with chain 4, skip 1 and 1 more triple crochet, then chain 6, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I won't explain it how to work this, but only the difference, okay? You must already know the stitch. Now on the top of each of our cluster of the shell we will work double crochets, not triple crochets as we work for the entire pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yarn over once and double crochet just for this row. 4, 5, 6. Okay, so into the pattern we work the pattern as it is, but just for this row we work like this. This is the last row of the sleeve. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now here on the 7 single crochets we will work together our 2 triple crochets. Okay, so here it's actually the same, only on the top of the clusters 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 we work double crochets. Can you see? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yarn over once and double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yarn over once, and double crochet. Now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and here we just work yarn over twice. We work our normally triple crochets together, skip 3. Okay, so here it's unchanged. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and on the last shell we work the first one as a double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yarn over. The next 2 will be half double crochets. So 1, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the chain 6 is unchanged, and this one too will be a half double crochet. Okay, and now we want to finish with chain 6, and we will skip directly into the last single crochet, and we want to single crochet, and that's it. So this is our last row. Now I finished this part and I will begin to work the other sleeve. And I just want to tell you something because it's a tricky thing. We will repeat the same thing, but actually we will work on the contrary as in the mirror. As I said, there is a tricky part here. So this particular pattern stitch has a front side and a wrong side. So if you believe it or not, yes, it has. and just watch it a little bit carefully, and you'll see, just watch, focused only on the shells, and you'll see that all the shells are worked here on the front side. Can you see? They are all on the front side. Now, so I just want to show you. Can you see them? This is all front side. Now we want to turn our work, and we'll see that here are all worked on the back side. So yes, it has a front side and a wrong side. And now when we begin our second sleeve, we have to think about this. We have to think that we want the last row with shells to be with the front side exactly this aligned on the other rows, of course, because if we, okay, it's a thing, it's a detail, but it's important. So we began here, of course, normally from the beginning of the row, but now because we want, so if we begin here on the beginning of the row, there will be a problem because we have to work first the single crochet row, and then we will turn and we will work the shell row on the wrong side, and this is something that we don't want. So this means that we will begin it actually here. So I just want to turn. Of course, I can take off the marker, I insert the hook, and actually, as you can see, I am on the wrong side, and it's here that I want to begin. Chain 1, single crochet, and of course I will repeat exactly the same thing, so I will work my 3 rows. For this last row, I will be back to explain it to you how to work it, because it's a kind of working in the mirror, as I said. But I will explain. We will finish here with a single crochet. It's okay, don't worry. And then we have only to sew the parts together, and our summer blouse is ready. So I finished 3 rows, and now I have the last one to work, and as I said, the last one is a kind of working in a mirror. And why? Because we begin here, and here we begin the last row here, okay, in the middle. And that's why we will begin with the single crochet, chain 6, and then half double crochet, chain 6, half double crochet, chain 6, double crochet, chain 6, and then we will continue with the pattern exactly as I explained it to you here, but in a kind of way upside down actually. Okay, so just watch this part and just work it upside down. Okay, so that's it. I just want to finish this row. I will sew the parts together, of course, and then I will show you the last thing. So we will put a single crochet row around, will be around the neck line. Okay, so it's all done. To sew it, so actually it's better actually to begin with the upper part of the sleeves. So you join first the sleeves, back side and front side, and here the same thing. Then under, so the under the part here of the sleeve, sew this part, and then you can continue on with the body, okay? And the same thing on the other side, of course. Now another thing, just pay attention to be on the back side of the wrong side, so of the blouse when you sew it. Wrong side, this is very important. Okay, now as I said before, this comes really, so for me it's a little bit large because it's fall a little bit on the shoulders. If you like it like this, you can let it like this. I just want to work a single crochet round around the neck line, and I will insert the hook here in the middle somewhere into these two triple crochets worked together, and I will work it with 2.5 millimeters hook. I worked all the project with 3 millimeters hook, so I changed into a smaller size hook. Okay, now single crochet and then 6 single crochets into the chain 6, and we want to continue on like this. Let me just finish 3, 4, oops, 5 and 6, and I will continue on like this until here where we worked a little bit, so that 3 or 4 actually 4 rows for the neckline, and then I will be back to show you how to work that part. And yes, that's it.